I am pleased. I tell you what, we have spent the last few days talking about being better in certain areas. And so the goal for us coming out today, honestly, was not so much to focus on our opponent. Obviously, we went through our scout and we did everything we needed to do to prep for them. But there were some areas that we felt like we needed to shore up a little bit, and being in position to help defensively, and making sure that we were continuing to make good decisions with the ball. We felt like the last couple of games we've turned the ball over unnecessarily a little bit too much. So really in the areas that we walked onto the floor wanting to be better in, I feel like we were able to do that today. I think we were able to accomplish the goal that we put in front of us today, and that's important to us, making sure that we're getting better every time we step onto the court.
Obviously, turnover margin was definitely in your favor, points off turnovers, and really dominating the paint. I know that's always kind of the goal, but it seemed like it really shined today.
Yeah, well, I thought we did a good job defensively today. We turned them over a little bit more than we did the first time that we played them. Obviously, when you're in the second round of conference play and you're seeing teams for the second time, you always have the opportunity to go back and take a look at what you did in the first game, and determine that there are things that we can do better. So I thought we turned the ball over less than we did against them in the first time offensively, but we also did a little bit better job of correcting some of the mistakes that we made on our defensive end at their place. So now that did not include guard Sandra Mason, but everything else I thought we handled pretty well today.
Yeah, it seemed like they weren't very high in terms of 3-point shooting coming in, but it just seemed like tonight they just had that stroke for them.
She shot it well today. A lot of credit to her. She hit some tough shots. I thought that even in the second half. First half, I thought we probably didn't guard her quite as well. We didn't contest as well. Second half, we were aware that she was hot and that she was hitting shots, and we tried to get a hand up. She was on today, and then she shot the ball really well. And obviously that's something when a kid gets into that kind of rhythm, you just got to give them credit for that, and grateful that we were able to do a pretty good job on everybody else.
Okay. But just speak about Lauren, and obviously 32 for her tonight, 4 points shy of hitting 1,000. No, she wanted to, but still just an amazing performance from her tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I told her that I jokingly told her she'd hit free throw, she'd have got it, but she wouldn't. She only missed 3. So to be where she's at right now as a junior is one of the things that was so special about being able to get her at Francis Marion as a part of our program. Right, we know that she's a next level talent. She's an anchor for our team. She's a leader for us. She brings so many things to the table. But the fact that she is a junior about to score her 1,000th point, and I think grabbed her 500th rebound maybe a week or so ago, just speaks volumes. There really isn't a whole lot more that you need to say other than to make sure that people know what a great person she is, and what all the other things that she brings to our team in terms of those intangible things that you don't necessarily see on the court.
Coach, that streak has hit 11. I don't know how much you girls talk about it, but once it reaches double digits, it's obviously something that I'm sure a lot of other teams kind of focus on. How do you just kind of carry that same momentum and just kind of that same mindset heading into game, game after game?
One game at a time. You couldn't get the next one today. You can't go back to the last one. For us, it literally has been about taking on each opponent as they come. And so the next up, we'll take a day off tomorrow, and we'll come in on Monday. We'll start prepping for Shawan, and then we'll go play that one on Wednesday. And so obviously we're pleased that we're winning. But again, as I've said so many times before, this for us has been literally a journey of one game. And the most important one on the schedule is the one that comes next. So that's kind of been the way that we've taken it, and it's nice to be able to win, and we're enjoying it. We're gaining confidence, I think, with each win. But at the same time, it's not a situation where we're ever looking beyond anybody. We had not had any conversation about Shawan because we were focused on Lees-McRae. That was the goal, and so we'll continue to do what we've been doing since it seems to be working for us.
All right, last question. So you're known around the league for playing hard in the paint, but today you had 17 steals, 22 forced turnovers, and you held the team below 20 points each quarter. How much has defense played a role in becoming an identity for the team?
I'm trying to convince them that that's where it's at, right? I'm trying. I've spent most of this season trying to convince my team, who are a group of pretty elite scorers, right? And it's hard when you got kids that come out of high school that can fill it up, that can score. I mean, they put almost 100 points on the board today. But we've spent most of this year trying to convince our team that the separator for us, the X factor, is in our ability to defend. We're long, we're athletic. If we will play defense proactively, and commit to helping one another, then I think that's the X factor for us, and it helps us to be able to compete with the top of the league, with the better teams in the conference, and with teams that maybe shoot the ball 1 through 5 a little bit better than Lees-McRae did today. So there's always things to be better at, but again, that's an indicator that the light's starting to come on that side of the ball. And we felt like all along like that was going to be what was going to be most important for us in terms of separating where we were last year this time versus where we are now.